All right, welcome to Rob Schmidt tonight. We start with breaking news. You've been watching the last couple minutes. You just saw it. Former President Trump, actually his motorcade, just leaving a bodega in Harlem tonight here at 7 o'clock here on the East Coast. We had former President Trump in Harlem tonight with a huge crowd in this neighborhood. All of Broadway around 139th Street blocked off, a huge crowd screaming 4 more years, screaming Trump's name in Harlem, New York. This is a place Republicans never, ever, ever go. And what a scene this was. We can pull up some video if we have it, just to show you kind of the moment and what it all looked like. Here he was speaking to some of the press. This is after his second day in court for this ridiculous trial that he's facing in New York. Trump showcasing the rot of New York City that Alvin Bragg has been ignoring while working to destroy Joe Biden's 2024 political opponent. Trump arrived at the Harlem Bodega where Jose Alba, you remember this story, where Jose Alba stabbed a violent customer in self-defense, only to find himself facing murder charges brought on by Alvin Bragg, who is effectively a criminal advocate in the city. You can see right there some of the people that came out to see the former president and cheer him on. That's Harlem. That's what Harlem looks like. Those are the residents, very black, very Hispanic. Bragg eventually dropped the charges against Jose Alba after fierce public outcry, but not before the 51-year-old spent a very long weekend on Rikers Island, a very dangerous jail in New York. He was not able to post the $250,000 bail for a couple of days. This was quite a moment here. We had a chance to hear from the former president. He talked about his case, the Alvin Bragg case, as he went around speaking to a number of people. He went inside of the bodega. He spoke to a number of people inside. He came outside, spoke to the media. This is what he said about the Bragg case against him.
This is all politics. This is coming out of the White House. And, you know, it makes me campaign locally, and that's okay. We're doing better now than we've ever done. So I think it's having a reverse effect. All I want is fairness. And these people have to be treated better. The Bodega Association, bodegas, because every week they're being robbed 2-3 times. It's crazy. It's Alvin Bragg's fault. Alvin Bragg does nothing. He goes after guys like Trump.
So there you go. I mean, let's pull up just some more of that video just to show this moment. And again, just to reemphasize how crazy it is to see a Republican running for president going up into Harlem. I mean, this is a Democrat stronghold if there ever was a Democrat stronghold. Manhattan is 90% Biden voting. Harlem is probably beyond that when you go district by district. So this was a moment. And what you're seeing right here is a political shift in this country. You're seeing the African-American vote leaving the Democrat Party, realizing they've brought them nothing for the last 50 years, moving on to try something new, just like Trump said in 2016. What the hell do you have to lose? Where have you gotten with Democrats in charge? You've gotten nowhere. He's not afraid to go to Harlem. He's not afraid to take chances. This is why he's a political icon. We've got.
Amen. Amen, folks. That's exactly correct. Donald Trump on trial right now in New York City from Alvin Bragg, the crooked DA there in New York City, who obviously is politically persecuting President Donald Trump. But Trump is not one to roll over and simply die as a result of going through this unbelievable, unfounded, unwarranted, unprecedented criminal case against him. What does he do? He reverses the tables on DA Alvin Bragg, and he goes ahead and visits a bodega. Now, this is just not any bodega. This was a bodega, which, if you don't know, if you're not from New York or familiar with New York, it's basically a store, a small store. They have these bodegas all over the city. It's just a convenient, nice way to pick up groceries or to come in and get your favorite fried foods or snacks or whatever it is you might be in the mood for. So they have this bodega, this guy that you're going to take a look at here in just a second. What the short version is, he was defending himself, and Alvin Bragg, he goes ahead and files charges. He files charges on this guy for defending himself. I believe it was 2 or 3 weeks. He was basically arrested and was in the process of being prosecuted for attempted murder or murder, whatever the charge was. And of course, Donald Trump, rightly so, is letting everybody know and shining a light on the corruption, the unprofessionalism of Alvin Bragg. And, you know, let's take a look at it right now, and we will talk about it.
Papa, what's up with you? I don't want to promo, Papa. What's wrong with you? I know doing that's a little girl. So why you snatch anything I ain't?
Oh, anybody remember this from 2 years ago? In New York City, the man in the green shirt, that's Jose Alba, and he's about to be attacked by the man in the white shirt. Alba works at the store. The other guy, well, is irate for a couple of different reasons, and he proceeds to attack Mr. Alba. And it gets really bad, and Mr. Alba decides to defend himself with a knife. Just about everybody who's seen this thinks that.
Yeah, so look at this guy being assaulted, being attacked in his own store, his own bodega, and yet this guy that you see in the glasses on the floor there was criminally charged and prosecuted by Alvin Bragg.
Jose Alba, that this was justified self-defense. Guess who charged him? Guess who threw him in jail? Alvin Bragg, the same man who was prosecuting and persecuting Donald Trump. Well, this was a major moment for New York and actually for the country. And Donald Trump went to the scene today. After his time in court, he went up to that bodega in Upper Manhattan, met with the people, talked with them, shook hands. He was greeted in that primarily black and Latino neighborhood as a hero. Really is something. You know, talk about making lemonade out of lemons. Donald Trump is addressing a very important issue. And maybe while he's here in New York, he can flip New York, right? You see, because he's going to be able to campaign here every day. And there's a hunger for law and order in this city. Donald Trump spoke just a little while ago.
This is a very exciting time for me because the Bodegas, the association, invited me. And I respect them and they respect me. They want law and order. They have a lot of crime, tremendous crime, where their stores are being robbed. And as you know, we're going to give New York a very good shot for the presidency. We think we should be able to do it. A lot of things have changed. Lee Zeldin did a beautiful job. He ran, he lost by a little bit. And New York's a lot different. And we'll work with the mayor, and we'll work with the governor, and we'll bring in a lot of...
Can y'all hear the crowd in the back chanting 4 more years? At some point, they start breaking out into a patriotic song because of the president's visit to this bodega. It is amazing to think of New York City, New York State actually in play for the Democrats. It just shows you how messed up this country is, and everybody knows it.
Money, but we have to straighten out New York, and that includes crime. And these guys have great people, great friends, but they have tremendous crime, so we're going to straighten it out.
Black and Latinos, hundreds of them, yelling out 4 more years for Donald Trump. You know, this whole indictment could blow up in their face all over again. New York State has not gone Republican, I think, since 1984 when Ronald Reagan won it. And then he's right. There's something happening here in New York City. Upstate, that's Trump country. You know, a while back in December, Cara Castronova, who was a reporter here at the time, went up to the Bronx, went out to the neighborhood and talked to people. A lot of people of color, and said, what are you thinking? This is a Democrat stronghold. You're going for Joe Biden, right? I'm
going to vote for Trump if he runs, because I feel like it was much better when he was here financially for everybody.
I'm going to vote for Trump. Everybody. You got a black man right there and a black female.
He made sure we had money in our pockets.
Right in the heart of New York City.
For the people. He made sure we had what we needed. I feel like everything will go back to how it was. I mean, ever since he's been out of office, everything's declined.
When Trump was president, my life was good. Economical-wise, I was doing so much better.
They're saying it's going to be Biden-Trump, so who will you vote for?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna have to go for Trump.
There's a Latino gentleman.
I'm going to go for Trump. Trump. Always Trump. Here, let me see. Who are you voting for? Trump.
All right. It's huge. We've never seen anything like this in a very, very long time, if ever.
Here's another.
You're right. The whole world is watching this.
Now, and I remember as you're watching this particular clip that this is in New York City, and you have a very mixed group of people right there in Harlem. You have all shades of human beings and all races, you know what I'm saying? And they are there chanting for Donald Trump.
This New York legal system, this is all election interference at the highest level. It all comes out of Washington because they're losing badly. You know they're losing very badly. You do know that. They're losing losing badly in the polls, and I think you're going to see some numbers coming out now even higher. People don't like the persecution. They don't like what's going on. They don't like these fake prosecutors, deranged Jack Smith, the whole group of them. And I think you're going to see some big changes being made.
What do you think of Speaker Johnson's
You know what we're going to be doing, right? We're going to be saving America. Our country is under siege.
Folks, people, I should say the woke individuals, they just simply don't get it. They don't understand that we are all witnessing a huge political movement, unprecedented, in my opinion, in U.S. American history. Donald Trump, the populist, he is definitely positioning himself and has positioned himself as a man of the people. He is popular with blacks, whites, Latinos. He is even leading right now with what we call the millennial vote, if you can imagine that. Absolutely amazing. What a great feat he is accomplishing and has accomplished so far. So I want to take a look at one last video. Wait till you see this here. You have Donald Trump, and I'm just going to play a portion of this. He is inside a Chick-fil-A. You may have heard about this the other day. Inside a Chick-fil-A, and look at some of the supporters that come up to him. You have even black females that are singing his praises. Let's take a quick peek into this.
He's running for Congress.
I do. I put canvassers together. So all these HBCU students that you see here, I brought them here to meet you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Yes, we've also knocked doors for you in the past for your past re-election bid and when you ran the first time. Yeah.
Wow.
I was interning for the GAGOP at that time as well. Yeah.
Wow.
Doing a lot for your tax credit reform bill and everything like that.
Well, we took care of those colleges.
Sure did. Much better than Biden did. So I was This is Clark Atlanta. This is Spelman. This is Morehouse. This is Morris Spelman.
This is downtown Atlanta,
I don't
folks.
care what the media tells you, Mr. Trump. We support you.
We love you.
Okay, 4 p.m. We've been 4 p.m.
Come here, let me give you a hug.
Please
Did y'all hear her there saying, "Tell my mama I made it"? I mean, folks, when Donald Trump is around, he has this charisma, he has this special personality, he's able to connect with voters. We know a good thing when we see it, so do not become disheartened. Everybody knows exactly what's going on with these political persecution trials of former President Donald Trump. They know that if they cannot find a way to take him out before Election Day, it's really just that simple, folks. They know they cannot beat him fair and square. That's just the way it is. So just keep that in mind anytime and every time you may start feeling bad about what's going on right now pertaining to former President Donald Trump, because I'm telling you, it is going to work out one way or the other come this November. Make sure, though, that you do your part. Show up to vote. Share this video. Make sure you send it to anybody that's suffering with indoctrination, someone that's confused, someone that needs hope. This is the kind of video that you want to share with your family and friends if you indeed want to make a difference. Folks, always say, keep that mind free, never give up. Till next time, I am J.R. Dukes.